Okay, I'm going to take you on a tour of old Tucson, and we're starting out at the location of the High Chaparral. So if you could turn around, give them a look at the old High Chaparral there. There you go. Now I'm going to take you on a tour. It's going to take just a little bit to get there, but I want you to see the distance as opposed to what you saw with the TV show. Now, distance-wise, depending on the episode, you never really got a feel for just how far away things were from episode to episode a lot of times.
And Charlie, we're on the air just for this portion while we have a green signal.
Okay. Now some of this tour is going to have to be filmed for you because we have different signals here at Old Tucson that interferes with what we have going on with our camera. So if we abruptly shut off, it's going to be filmed and shown later. This is live right now, but eventually we're going to have to shut off and you will see it filmed later on, all right, or taped. So bear with us. If that happens, you will be able to see it. Just know that it's going to be cut off at one point. So come on with us now. We're going to take a little walk here. This is the entrance into the High Chaparral that you saw on the TV show. And here again, the back of the church, which you wouldn't see on the show. As a matter of fact, at that time, this wasn't the church. They had the adobe church that they were using in the here.
They were no longer live.
Okay, so now what you are going to be seeing actually is the taped version. Like I said, this is something you are going to be seeing later. So hi, welcome back to your tour of Old Tucson. Now we're still on the property of the High Chaparral, and we're coming to the sign that you would see at the front of the entrance to the High Chaparral. So here you have the High Chaparral. There's the sign, and of course there's the building in the back, and there's Rocky right there. Wave, hey Rocky, wave. I'm doing good, huh?
Are we having fun?
We're having fun. We're having fun.
Having a blast.
Absolutely, absolutely. Of course, here's the train station. Now, Rocky, do you know, is this the train station they used in Tombstone?
Yeah, that's what I was told.
Okay, this was the train station that was used in the movie Tombstone. Of course, I remember they did have the train here. Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. So yeah, this was used in Tombstone. The town of Contention, which is actually not far from Tombstone, or was not far from Tombstone. It's gone now. The town is no longer there. There's no contention about that. All right, so we're moving over here. Now we're moving more into the town. They have a stunt show going on over here, so we can't interrupt the stunt show. That's what they use when they're not filming at the chapel. That's what they use the chapel for. So we'll just kind of walk past it here and be very quiet as we walk past it. Got a tippy toe on our boots. I want to just bring you, earlier I said I was talking about the bricks, the adobe bricks that they made for the movie Arizona. There's some of them right there that you can still see. A lot of this is the area that was built for the original movie Arizona, not Tombstone, Arizona. You can see.
That's the famous Charlie LeSueur.
Where is he?
Right there.
Oh.
That black hat. He's one of the bad guys.
I am one of the bad guys. And so you can see the bricks right there, the adobe bricks, original bricks. Some of these buildings are originals. And at the time that movie was made, Arizona, it was more this way. It was more in this area where Old Tucson was. They only started building out that way later on. All right, so Here's their stunt show that they're doing right now in front of the chapel.
Turn and face that way. Turn, stop right there. Arm out straight. Send them out down the rope. That's the ooh part. Arm out straight. Here comes the ah. There you go. Put that behind your back. There's that cowboy handcuff. But you could make the work for it.
Okay, now here we are. We're going into Old Tucson as it looks today. Some of these buildings are buildings that did survive the fire. Now, we'll stop right here and take a look. What I want to show you here, this area right here, and I want to show you this area right here. A town like this is built so that you can shoot from different angles and make it look like different towns. And you can shoot Old Tucson from different angles and make it look like Tucson, or make it look like Tombstone, or make it look like Contention, or make it look like Dodge City, or whatever you want to make it look like within reason. So you could be riding your horses or a stagecoach off that way and then have it come back around down this street as if it were a different town altogether. And that's what they would do to save money. So as we go down this street right here, a lot of this has been rebuilt since, say, for example, the Alamo. But a lot of the Alamo was built in this area, and you can picture when that was an adobe chapel there, and not the chapel that you see now. There was the adobe chapel in that proximity that they used in the Alamo, they used in the movie Arizona, they used it in a number of movies that were shot in Old Tucson. It was in that proximity right there, not exactly in that, but in that proximity. So there's always basically been some sort of a chapel in that area. Here we have what they call the, this is the U.S. Marshall, Arizona Territory. As you can see, they have they have a wide array of different people here. Usually you wouldn't see Wyatt Earp and Butch Cassidy wanted on the same thing, or you might, but different locales. Okay, so now and of course when they do come in here and they shoot, they generally will take the area and they'll paint it, spruce it up a bit, maybe change the signs. Here's the town hall you've seen, I'm sure, in a number of films. Again, just about everywhere you look in town here, you can see remnants of the old buildings. And again, if you want to see them put to good use besides the movie Arizona, just watch Rio Bravo. Big gunfight they have towards the end. Or gunfight at the OK Corral with Kirk Douglas and Burt Lancaster. And you'll get a good example of what this town looked like through the 50s, the 40s and the 50s. All right, now we'll get a look down this street here. And see, if you wanted, now you could say we're in Mexico, if you wanted to. The styles change. There's the Hotel del Toro. You may have seen that in, Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, Three Caballeros, or?
Tres Amigos.
Tres Amigos, there you go. Tres Amigos, you'll probably have seen that in that movie. So here, if you show this, you're in Mexico, but if you turn that way, now all of a sudden you have the Grand Palace. You're somewhere else. So just about anywhere you look, you have a different location. And that Grand Palace Hotel is used in just I'm not going to exaggerate here, at least 1,000,001 movies and television shows. Last time I saw it, it was a yellow color. Now it's green, but the whole building was yellow the last time I saw it. And then of course,
Charlie, did you ever film any scenes in there?
did I ever film any scenes? No, I filmed in Apache land, but never anything here. Never anything here. Not anything that I'd want to show. So now then you go on over here and see, now you could have an older locale, a different shape. So basically you could, let's do a Mexican scene. Well, let's do in Mexico. We'd go over here and we shoot in Mexico. Now, okay, now we want to be on the other side of the border. So now we're going to go over to this side and we're going to shoot on the United States border side. Do any number of different scenes anywhere you wanted and make it look like different locations. Pretty nifty. Did I just say nifty? Wow. And then of course we got the brewery here. Home of lager beer. Just got to check this out real quick. No, it's fake. Never hurts to check though. All right. So then they also have rides and things for people. You can pan for gold. Now, they also have the Chinese Alley, which is very famous here, where they would shoot scenes, because every Western town had a Chinese Alley. That's where you did the laundry. I don't want to sound racial, but we are in the West. There was no such initials as PC back then. Paul McCartney? No, he wasn't around then either. So anyway, here you go, Chinese laundry. This is where they would go, the town folk, to get their laundry done. And of course, there's Hopsing's Fish Market. So if you have Hopsing's Fish Market, it goes without saying that you would have Hopsing's Fine Food. And here you can get herbs, medicines, roots. So besides getting your laundry done, you could eat here. You could get your herbs and roots and medicines and stuff. And of course, if you want gunpowder or fireworks, right here at Don Yi. And it was all done basically, in those days, you would have an alley like this. So this is the Chinese Alley. China Market. See what's going on today. Huh? Wow. It's interesting. Whew! Oh, I got to see that. Okay, I'll be back. All right. Okay. Let's see here. Of course, in remembrance of some of the movies that are shot here, they have like Big Jake's Barbecue in honor of John Wayne in the movie Big Jake. Just so we don't forget how Tucson is spelled, it is T-U-C-S-O-N. I even see people who live here misspell it. T-U-C, like Tucson. All right. Now, we're in a different town. This is a more of an out west, not so built up town. So we could go from, if you shoot this way again, let's show this. So we got the Grand Palace, we've got the chapel back there, we've got, looks like more of a Dodge City type of effect, maybe a Tombstone. We could ride out of there, and all of a sudden now we're in more of a smaller community, different town. Any place we want to shoot, any place we want to be, we can be there. sheriff's office. Looks like they've got a jail cell in there. And of course, an old mine. And a lot of people don't know this, but when the Pony Express ceased doing business, they opened up the famous Pony Express Pizza Parlor. I won't tell you what they did with their horses, but they made a fine pizza at the Pony Express Pizza Parlor. All right. Here's one of the rides here. I remember riding on this when I was a kid. That's how long that's been around. I think they were actually pulling gold out of this, or iron or something, when I was doing this one. The Iron Door Mine. And of course, the famous outhouse. And oh, by the way, hey, no, oh, here we go. Here, this, you got Nick, right?
Nick, yeah.
Nick, it's Nick. Hey, say hi, Nick.
Hi, guys.
Okay. All right, and what would this place be without looks so real, doesn't it? All right. Oh, I do that at home.
Wait a minute.
All right, here we go. We're gonna make all right, here we go. There we go. Got it? All right. Thank you.
Yeah, it just didn't look right.
Didn't look right. You just have a hole there. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, train ride. This is a pretty big place. And of course, turn of the century auto rides or horseless carriages. Again, if you really want to look like you're in a really old, run-down town, this is what you would call, this is not to spec as far as size goes. Obviously, this is not a set you would use in a movie, but this is something where you can get your picture taken. This would make me look like James Arness. I'm this tall. Now, I will tell you, in a lot of movies and TV shows, the doors are smaller than normal. They do make the doors smaller, not this small, but smaller than normal to make the actors look taller. Matter of fact, let's take a look at this right here. I think this is still too small. Yeah, this is still too small, but they would make the doors smaller a lot of times to make the actors look bigger. And that would be something they would request. I understand that, being such a tall guy as I am. And of course, we got Buck and Bob's Barber Shop, which I'm not sure I'd want to go to a barber shop where the barber's name is Buck and Bob. That's not really something that, hey, I'm having Buck and Bob, give me a bucking haircut. All right. And of course, here's where they have their horseback rides. Well, not right there. They do let the horses out for the ride. Here we have harness shop. And of course, at the harness shop, we have the old-fashioned trash cans, just like they were back in the West. We want everything authentic.
I have been recording the whole time. I have not been starting talking.
Okay, now we're coming into some more of the authentic buildings. You can see they've kind of redone a lot of this to keep it going. But here you've got the original adobe. This is going all the way back to about 1938, 1939 when they started building this place. And of course they've added on to it. That's not even real rock. That's fake. That's real though. That's not. All right. Okay. Now up here, I do believe we have some places that John Wayne, the Duke, shot. Let's take a look. Again, a lot of these things have changed over the years because of the fire and so forth. So, hey, Bob the Builder, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Absolutely. Okay, this right here was used not only in the original 310 to Yuma, but in the remake of 310 to Yuma with Russell Crowe. This was used in that.
What is it?
It's a railroad station. If you watch the original, Glenn Ford and Van Heflin are right here, waiting for the train. If any of you have seen the original, right here, waiting for, well, here it says the Southern Pacific. Okay, and again, we have some more of the original buildings. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, this may have, I'll find out, this may have been used in the War Wagon with Kirk Douglas and John Wayne. I may be mistaken. I'll check on that. And again, another original building. Take a look. May or may not have, I'm not sure. It seems to me they would say if it was. But anyway, you can see another original building. This is what the whole town was made of at one time. It was this type. Okay. So you get a look here, the main street. Now if you didn't have the tents down there, or they would take out these signs, you could actually have a horse or a stagecoach or something actually ride right down through here and get a nice shot of a bigger looking western town. And it's dark, a little dark in there to go in there, but they have a lot of memorabilia and stuff from the shoots here.
John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, Elizabeth Taylor, and Kurt Russell, few of the legends that have walked this famous.
Here are the infamous Calhoun family. Wave high. She's a master at algebra. Okay. Large part here of what was the original old Tucson, right here. Look at Gunfight at the OK Corral or Rio Bravo. Major gunfights right in here. Major gunfights right in this area. We're just going to go walk around here to the other side.
Do you remember your first major gunfight?
My major gunfight? My first major gunfight happened probably about 2 years ago. And it was for a commercial for battery. So, yes, I remember my first major gunfight. Actually, I've got a film that's going to be done, hopefully within the next year, which is a sequel to a film I just did called C-Bar, which I play a character, very original name, named John Doe. And there's probably going to be a lot of gunplay in that because I'm a really nasty bad guy in that. So there'll probably be more gunfighting in that. But no, the first one I did was for a battery commercial, for a cell phone, believe it or not, for a cell phone. So obviously it wasn't a period. Did sword fights though. Sword fights. Now I'm probably going to remember back a ways and remember a gunfight, but that's the first one I remember now. Okay, here again. Gunfight at the OK Corral. And Rio Bravo. Of Rio Bravo and Rio Lobo. See, it says Rio Lobo River. A lot of Rio Lobo was shot in here towards the climax where they're trying to exchange prisoners. And you see over here the Native American tribe that actually built all these bricks and all of this originally. In 40 days, all of this that I've shown you, all these older buildings, brick by brick, individually, with the mud from here and water that was brought in, 50 structures of this type in 40 days. There was no running water. 350,000 desert earth bricks used to build over the 50 structures to recreate the city of Tucson as they believe it would have been in 1860. The movie premiered, we're talking about the movie Arizona, in November of 1940. So they built all of these older buildings that I'm showing you, brick by brick, with water that was brought in, the dirt from this area, desert earth, in 40 days. 40 days, 50 structures. Here's another one of the original buildings. Oh, I'm sorry. It's occupied. Okay. Sorry. All right. Let's see. Well, we've been down this street. Let's go on this way and we'll end up back, I believe, at our original arrival point. It's just amazing what they did here, and there were no roads. So they had to make do with what they had. They would fly biplanes in here. Let's see what this says here. All right, this old building here. John Wayne stands before this building, this warehouse, in the 1958 film Rio Bravo, moments before the gunfight erupts. That's this building. Just before the gunfight erupts. Of course, I am almost positive that when that happened, that unit was not on top there. I would dare say it was probably not there at that time. I would bet on it. And technically, Rio Lobo was a semi-remake of Rio Bravo. Any Western fan knows that. Before that, he did El Dorado, which was more of a remake of Rio Bravo, with Robert Mitchum playing the Dean Martin part. He and Howard Hawks loved that story. By the way, many of you know that Rio Bravo was John Wayne and Howard Hawks' answer to High Noon, because they really disliked that movie. All right, here we go. Everywhere you go, you find something talking about John Wayne. The McClintock store, obviously used in his movie McClintock. This is the Rio Bravo River, used in the movie Rio Bravo, or Rio Lobo, excuse me, Rio Lobo. They did have another river that they used, smaller river, in Rio Bravo too. I don't believe it's the same one though. I do remember the other one, and I think it was farther down the street. Okay, what do we got here? Traditional Ramada that was built here. So, all right, so now you see that we're winding back around here through the back way. Again, all original. Keep in mind, 40 days, 40 days. Now, included in that 40 days, you can see this wall right here. Included in that 40 days would have been the original adobe chapel. Not this one, but the original adobe chapel that sat just right about in this area. Hello. And so as you see, that pretty much brings us back around here. I believe that would be the train, if you did see the movie Tombstone, that would be the train that they used in Tombstone. And of course, like I said, just about every Western town set here in Arizona, as probably everywhere else, has a chapel that looks just about like that. Gammon's Gulch, Apache Land did. Looks a lot like the one that was used in Charo with Elvis Presley, which you can see now at the Superstition Mountain Museum. They moved it there after Apache Land was burned down. So, and frankly, to tell you the truth, just about everywhere you go, funny enough, you'll see a men's restroom. Also, there is a cemetery over there. Now, let's take a look over here, see what we've got. By the way, one of the problems that you have when you are shooting on location for a cowboy movie is right up there. You have to make sure you don't get things like that. That'll happen a lot. Either the sound or did you get the jets? Okay, so pretty much now it takes us back around to where Wyatt came into town in Tombstone, right here, with that train over there, was over here. And little did you know that it was just a few steps away from the High Chaparral entrance. So next time you see Tombstone, you'll know, well, he could have gone to see John Cannon. It was just that easy. But he didn't. And you'll ask yourself, why? But anyway, we're back here, and so that is your tour of old Tucson.